quiet of night, I whispered my plea, holding her close, hoping for her decree.
Leaves whisper over a low bench. A child lifts tiny white moons, cocoons, one by one, and drops them into bamboo trays. Far off, a loom clicks like a distant heartbeat. Listen to that mix of small sounds: mulch, quaff, conversation.
Right.
It's a humble place to begin, but it matters because those first leaves dictate everything that follows: texture, color uptake, even the price a weaver can ask. When a mulberry plot is healthy, the whole family feels it in their pockets and in their pride.
We'll trace that through history too, how courts and temple patronage shaped taste, and then bring it back to villagers who make daily choices about trees, water, and time.
Let me start with a small, important truth. Silk begins as an appetite. The Bombyx mori larva eats only mulberry leaves.
So the plant itself is the first economic decision?
Exactly. Take the mulberry away and the whole chain unravels. That's why a rearing house feels like the first small economy of cloth: leaf, labor, and long attention. A single mulberry pruning season can set a family schedule for months.
Archaeologically, we see fine textiles pictured in Angkor reliefs, which hints at a long history of valued cloth, though the technique descriptions aren't carved in stone. The takeaway is, silk mattered then, and that value still directs how patterns travel and persist.
I remember an older woman telling me she times cocoon harvests by the moon. She said the night the moon hangs like a coin in the pond, the worms spin differently. I asked if that was superstition or craft. She laughed and said, both.
That blend, observable practice with local lore, is often how effective techniques survive. We can call it ethnoecology, or simply what's been tested over generations.
At the rearing house, the work almost feels devotional. Trays of larvae, hands that never rush. Then comes harvesting, steaming cocoons, reeling silk off the filament, and watching hours of patient care turn into a thread you can dye and weave. That first reel is always a small shock of wonder to me.
Wait, we should be frank. Market pressures can push families toward faster cycles or mixed fibers. That pressure alters technique and income in ways a photograph can't show.
Absolutely. In one cooperative I visited in Takeo Province, members described choosing to keep mulberry plots instead of selling that land because long-term quality secured better buyers. They also pooled resources for dye vats, so no single family bore the cost alone.
For listeners, that Takeo cooperative is named in our show notes with consent. They run a shared dye house and offer 3-month paid apprenticeships. Members said these apprenticeships helped them reach 2 urban boutiques rather than relying on one middleman.
Let's step into the dye house. Picture a long, dark vat, indigo breathing on the surface. The dyer lifts a length of silk on a bamboo pole, and the blue blooms slowly, like a memory unfolding. The smell is ferment and rain.
Natural dyeing is practice-driven chemistry. Indigo requires reduced conditions and time. It binds differently to hand-reeled silk than to synthetics. That difference affects longevity, hand feel, and the price a weaver can command.
And the dyer I watched counted seasons in her vat. When the water is cooler, she dips less. When rain comes, she alters the fermentation. She calls indigo the color that remembers the season.
Quick tip for buyers: ask whether the dye is natural or synthetic, and whether the fabric is hand-reeled silk. Ethical vendors will explain the steps and the pay structure. Evasive answers are a red flag.
Now the loom room, my favorite. Imagine a woman setting a warp across beams. She hums. Her shuttle becomes an extension of her hand. A careful warp can take most of a morning. The pattern emerges like a sentence.
Ask who wove it and how long it took. Those are simple provenance questions that tell you whether a sampot is a quick factory piece or a community-made cloth.
Listen to the loom. A steady, even clack usually means care. A jagged, hurried sound can mean shortcuts. Tune your ears when you walk a market. It's an easy, sensory way to gauge workmanship.
And when you visit villages, arrange visits through cooperatives or vetted guides. Ask before photographing. Bring useful supplies rather than handing cash. And always get release consent if recordings are made.
2 ways you can support from afar. Buy from verified cooperatives and share the process. Tell people about mulberry pruning, indigo vats, the apprentice's first balanced warp. That attention changes markets more than one-off purchases.
If you teach or study, use this as a project prompt. Compare natural and synthetic dyes, map local supply chains, or build oral history projects with diaspora communities. Small academic projects can have direct local benefit.
Picture a sandpot folded on a wooden stall. Sunlight passes through the weave and maps little shadows across the ground. Each shadow is a memory, each thread a pair of hands. When you touch that cloth, you're part of a long conversation between land, family, and craft.
Thank you for listening. Check the show notes for cooperative names listed with consent, field recording credits, a short bibliography, and links to organizations doing ethical work with weavers.
If this episode moved you, subscribe to Ancient Echoes and leave a review. Small acts like that help keep Khmer textile traditions visible. Walk the temples with me next week for another living story from Cambodia's heritage. Ancient stones, modern stories, warm welcomes. Quiet stones, loud stories.
Oh, shining diamond, flawless and red, you stand so quiet, soft in the air. I dared not to rush you, feared you'd flee. Your heart too pure to belong to me. If you turn away, I reach and bind, press my hand, still body and mind. Your brows I trace, your breath I steal. This mark I place is dark and real. From this moment break and fall, hear the spell, obey the call. False love born from sacred lies, Sampot whispers through closed eyes. Follow me, don't fight, don't run, your soul is caught, my work is done. Empty will your light undone, under spell, under Sampot. Crystal beauty, diamond bright, caught between shadow, charm and night. Time won't save you, truth won't last. This vow is carved, the line is cast. My words are smoke, my touch is fire. I bend your heart to dark desire.